No, this is 12. Episode
right.
12. I took it from Shelly.
All right, we are doing a double header here tonight, Area 519 Talks. I just finished up the podcast with Colin Brown, and so I decided, you know what, let's do the first three-way on Area 519. So episode, what is this, 12?
12, I believe.
Episode 12.
You're getting up there, Shelly. You're creeping up.
Getting up there. So episode 12, I figured let's just do...
Okay, so in the future, remember Sheldon's the famous one for doing this. I want to be the rich one.
Anyway, so yeah, first three-way, Area 519 Talks. Obviously, Colin Brown. We just finished up our podcast there a few minutes ago. And obviously, Derby Dave back again. We're at Derby Dave's place. So, what have you guys been up to? We're not going to talk about what Colin and I talked about, but...
well, I know what you talked about because I wasn't paying attention. But I know what I want to talk about. I want to talk about fishing.
All right, Dave. Dave's always down to talk about fishing.
So, I have found this nice little drop back hole in this nice little spot on this nice little river. And we've been catching a lot of fish out of it.
Okay, who's we?
You.
Well,
I haven't caught shit out of it.
I've
been there one.
I took Colin down there.
I'm cursed though.
I actually don't call Colin Colin. I call him Colin.
He's a fucking asshole.
Well, when I was the I is right beside the O on your phone. So when I originally met Colin, I accidentally hit the O instead of the I when I was entering him as a contact. So he comes up on my phone as Colin now.
So it was a typo.
It was a typo, but I just left it that way because I thought it was entertaining.
Basically, what he's calling me is an asshole.
Basically, yeah, the inside.
Right? Yeah, I know.
Well, the inside of an asshole, not the outside. Then we all, anyways.
I'm a shit processing plant. That's what I am.
So, anyways.
It's funny your last name is Brown.
Yeah. Brown Colin.
Colin Brown.
Colin Brown. The brown eye.
Actually, you know what though? So my name's Colin James Brown. So Colin James.
Yeah,
the
artist.
And then of course James Brown.
Very cool. Very cool.
I like Colin Brown way better.
Okay, speaking of, because I actually wanted to bring this up, and you kind of brought this around nicely with the music. So yesterday, a little bit of a background so this makes sense. We, the guys from our derby group, our trout derby group, which we've spoken about on the podcast before. So we have our own group chat or whatever on Facebook Messenger. So we're all on the same.
We're all sophisticated.
Yeah. So Dave's pretty much like the only one that
has a life.
That he does pretty much most of the action on our group site. So yesterday, I'm at work, and when I'm at work, I'm listening to YouTube on my phone, whether it's music or TED Talks, seminars, podcasts. I listen to all kinds of different stuff on my phone while I'm at work spraying in the booth. So yesterday, I happened to be listening to Megadeth on my phone.
Oh, that's out of the box.
No, not actually it isn't. I fucking love Megadeth.
Okay.
So anyway, so I'm listening to Megadeth. My favorite tune, Symphony of Destruction.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm like rocking out, spraying fucking
red or black?
And all of a sudden my phone goes ding.
Ding, 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 ding,
ding, ding, ding, ding, ding, and I'm like, what? And of course, the song stops when this asshole here fucking uploads like 15 photos, and it just kept going ding, ding, and I knew what it was. I knew who it was, and I'm like, so whatever.
Well, I was being nice.
So
I felt bad for all you derby guys because of this COVID shit. I mean, you guys all got your lives all screwed up, anyways. But
Our lives are not screwed up. I'm not. Is your life screwed up?
well, Colin's not.
Okay, his life's screwed
Yeah,
up. I'm
but-
not. My life.
I
is-
mean, all these derby
It won't
guys
be
are
for
like,
long.
yeah, we're fishermen, we're outdoorsmen, and I'm the one that goes to catch the fish. So I was being really nice because of this COVID stuff,
Right.
and I just couldn't handle it anymore, and I had to like flood you.
Yeah. So it's just picture after picture after picture. Oh, look at me! Look at all these fish that I'm catching. Blah blah blah. I don't have to. I don't have to work for a living like us fucking guys. I have to go to a job every day. I don't know whether I'm mad or just jealous.
Jealous.
Probably a little bit. But yeah, so he just completely floods it with like 15 photos of what was that other picture the last one? And then you sent me a video last week too, something like wood chipper or something. What was that all about?
Oh, that was I actually had to work that day.
Yeah, what was that all about? I thought at first that when I first seen it, I thought it was you guys were doing bunkers or something. I was like, no, what is that? What is that? thing?
Well, he bought a new farm and had to clear some trees off it where there's an old house and stuff. And he got this epic machine in to do stuff. They chew up all these old trees and stuff. And I was just, can't chew the roots through.
Okay.
And because there's like roots grow into rocks and stuff. So
Right.
that doesn't do well with wood chippers. So I was on standby basically, and whenever he ran into roots, I cut them off and they got separated. And
So he bought another farm,
yeah, another farm.
like to grow,
Yeah,
like for
to feed his cows.
yeah, to feed the cows. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I didn't know what the hell that thing was because we were supposed to go. He was supposed to take me to this honey hole or whatever where he's catching all these fish. And I left work early, super excited. And then I'm
Yeah,
like,
I-
I'm on my
I
way. And he's like,
apologize
oh,
for
I gotta work or whatever. So whatever.
I apologize for that.
So whatever. It's not a big deal.
It is a honey hole, and everybody I take there, I set them up and they hook fish. And whether or not they
Is
buy
that-
the fish, is
Hook,
their-
not catch.
Yeah.
Hook, not catch.
I'll guarantee I'll hook you into a fish on that hole right now. But
I guarantee you I'll fucking lose it.
Yep,
So when were you there?
Two nights ago? 2 nights ago?
2 nights ago.
How
Not
long
last
you-
night, the night
How
before.
long you been here?
Oh, fuck. Monday night.
You got here Monday. How long you here for?
Till Monday night.
Okay, I'm off this weekend. I don't have any I got a podcast booked probably for Saturday at some point. I'm doing another podcast.
I'll take you back there. We'll get you into a fish.
Let's do it. Saturday,
We're
Sunday.
doing a podcast out of this?
Sorry?
We're doing a river podcast on this?
No, we're not doing a river podcast.
Okay.
That's just no.
That's
just,
trouble.
It just won't,
That's
won't
trouble.
work.
We don't need
Um,
people to know where this is.
No.
This is top secret shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do it Sunday.
Alright.
Oh, what's the weather supposed to be like? It's supposed to snow or something. It's supposed to
No,
get
snow Friday, Saturday, but not Sunday.
Okay.
I mean, who cares? What are you, made of sugar? You
No,
know?
I'm just maybe.
I know you're sweet, but
Maybe I am. Maybe.
Nobody likes shriveled balls.
Well, you know, I don't. You know, it's.
I just got out of the pool.
The pool.
It's more comfortable to fish when it's not cold. Is what I'm saying.
We know.
Whatever, we'll
yeah,
go.
we know what you're like.
Let's go Sunday.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm just going to drink.
Well, naturally, but
That's how I fish.
okay.
That's why you don't catch anything.
Fuck you, I actually put an effort in last time.
And you didn't catch shit.
That's because I'm cursed.
No, you're not cursed.
That's why I go to drink, because I'm cursed.
Yeah.
There's
See,
no
that's
catching
it's all
fish.
about this. You talked about this in earlier podcasts. It's all about what you project.
I swear
If
to
you
God,
go-
there's a
if
witch
you go to the
doctor
river-
over me as a child that said you will never
No.
catch fish.
If you go to the river and you decide you're not going to catch shit, trust me, you're not going to catch shit.
There is a point. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to have the attitude of this
Positive
fish
attitude.
is ending up on my hook and on the bank and in the frying pan or smoke or whatever you choose to do with it. If you go there with the attitude of I'm not going to catch shit, I'll tell you right now what you're going to catch. Shit.
See, he's got the confidence, but he also, he's got the goods to back it up, right? So he's got that confidence. He can go in there and it's just. Yeah, I've been out fishing with Dave for like an entire day, and you know the story, what I'm talking about, back behind when we were in
Sarah's place.
back in Ben Miller that day, and yeah, we were out there like all day. Like the river was like filled with salmon spawning, like they were everywhere. And this guy's just like bing, 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 like hooking fish left, right. I couldn't hook shit to save
the
my
one
life.
salmon fucking tore down the river.
I remember that. I knew.
And I just
you were
was
gonna
like,
tell it.
I am not walking that far to catch a fish, and I just held the line and snapped it off.
No, you took your cigarette and you just went. That's what you did.
Whatever.
Like this guy's like,
I'm
like
not
this
walking
guy's
that
like,
far.
this
Let
guy's
them
catching,
go.
this guy's
Let them
catching
go.
so many fish. He's just like, I don't feel like fighting this one. He takes a
It
cigarette.
pissed me off because I could see the fuckers in there. And, you know, I was,
You hooked them. You hooked them.
one or two or. That one problem is I don't pay attention to the bobber.
You don't pay attention to shit. You just get lost in your own world.
It's called a float.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Float.
We're not 5 years old.
I'm not fucking fishing. No. I don't
Move
pay
your chair in a
attention.
bit closer.
And
You gotta get in closer.
Okay.
Get in closer to them. Everybody wants to see your beautiful
Yeah, let's
face.
snuggle.
Well, you don't need to do that.
I don't pay attention, and what's my other problem? Well, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Like,
You got a lot of problems.
like life in general, or just fishing?
You don't
Well,
pay.
it accentuates itself in fishing, but yeah, probably fucking life in general.
No, you don't pay attention to what's going on with your fishing shit. You're just like, doody 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 do. Oh, I got a bite. Oh, looky, I got a bite.
I'm fucking thinking about something important when that's going on, Dave. That's the thing. You know, you gotta give me credit for that.
So, I really like this one song. Sheldon sang it at my first wedding.
That's funny. His
I know
first
exactly
wedding.
what it is.
Yeah.
How many weddings have you had?
2.
Just 2?
Just
Going
2.
on
Okay.
3.
No, I'm only on 2.
All right.
But I totally forgot about this until actually yesterday. And
I remember that.
yeah, that was a good song.
Yeah.
It was very appropriate because it almost played into how it went.
That was Dave's first wedding.
Was it Chesney? Doug Chesney?
No, it was Brad Paisley.
Brad Paisley.
Doug Chesney.
I don't know.
Kenny Chesney.
Chesney.
Doug-
Sorry,
Doug
when it comes to
Gilmore.
country.
Doug Gilmore.
When
Kenny
it comes to
Chesney.
country, I don't know.
No, I was saying Brad Paisley's the fishing song is what it was called. I sung that.
I'm sorry, all I can remember, and I love it.
I'm gonna miss her.
Yeah. Oh, looky, I got a bite.
Yeah.
Basically, you foretold the future.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I
Yeah, we had a few arguments about me fishing.
I didn't sing at your second wedding, but I was the MC,
You were the MC, yes.
and I'm sure I'll be part of the third one.
No,
Fuck
there's
yeah.
not.
I might get to witness it.
I'm sure Well, you'll be in on the third
Yeah,
one too.
I'm kind of more new.
He'll be part of the third one.
Really?
then,
Oh my God.
And then when we're at the third one, we can plan and start planning ahead and throwing out ideas for the fourth
Number
one.
4. Oh God, I hope my parents don't watch this.
Hey, fuck, it makes me feel better about myself anyway.
So you're married? Or
Yeah.
okay.
Legally.
Do we even want to bring this up?
No, we're not dragging that shit. But he's
Hey,
been married. He is married, and I've never been married. Maybe I'm the smart one.
Oh, I was just gonna say you're probably the smart one.
Maybe I'm the dumb one. I don't know.
Well, you know what? We all gotta have our
smart.
experiences. You know?
Definitely
Oh,
smart.
absolutely. We're all in this life to
When it comes to
experience
the
things.
end of the road, and we're all gonna hit the end of the road.
That's one of the inevitables in life.
Yeah, it is.
We're all gonna get there.
Death and taxes.
Nobody gets out of this world alive.
Damn straight.
Well, we haven't considered future
So-
medical tech.
So when we get to the end of this road, what do we say we want to have done? Well, like, I don't know. I look at it like if I'm laying on my deathbed, and they're like, "Dave, what'd you do with your life?" And I'm like, "You know what? You better get a defibrillator out, motherfuckers, because I got a lot to tell you."
Now, I think that now I'm gonna give in maybe a little some
Philosophical shit.
yeah, some deep
All
shit.
right.
Just
Deep shit.
this is a fun podcast, but you got me thinking
rolling
about
shit around.
got me
Yeah.
thinking about this stuff. I think. Hey, we're doing a
Hey,
podcast.
shut up over there.
We got catty women over in the other room. Cluck cluck. It's a hen house over there.
Yeah, those chicks, they're growing up over there.
Yeah,
Fucking
so-
shut up.
But I think the biggest tragedy in life is getting to the end of the road, getting to your so-called deathbed, and looking back on your life and having regretting things that you didn't do. I regret not doing this. I regret not starting that business. I regret not spending time with, quality time with family or friends or my children. I regret not saying, certain things to people that I wanted to say. But looking back on life with regret, I think that's the biggest tragedy of all time. If there's something you want to do, there's something that you want to say, do it now while we have the time. Be courageous, be brave, take a bold step, and
You only live once.
and try.
You only live
but
once.
It's far worse to not. Okay, it's better to have tried something and failed at it than to not have tried it at all.
Damn straight.
So, but
Do you want to lay on your deathbed at the end of your
Everybody-
life and be like, I went to work 9 to 5 for 35 years after I finished high school and college,
Yeah.
and then sat in front of the TV for another 10 years, and then I fucking had a heart attack and died? Fuck that. No, I can change that. I'll help this.
oh no, that's cool.
That is actually pretty. That
Yeah, it is
that.
pretty cool.
Leave that.
That's like almost.
I'm blue, dabba,
Yeah,
dabba, dabba,
But can I comment on that?
Oh, absolutely. It's a three-way podcast. You got something
You
to say. shoot.
you're inevitably in hindsight gonna have regret no matter what. You can
Right.
live your life as virtuous as you think you can, and you're
Right.
still gonna have regret. So regret's okay, but you have to know that you
You went out on a
You
limb and
pursued,
took that chance
right?
and fucking
Right.
did
yeah.
shit.
Okay, what's something? Let's start with you. What's something you think you may regret? Okay, let's.
Oh God! you
Let's-
just asked that question.
Let's
That's
do
a
it.
big list.
Let's do it this way. Let's do it this. If today was your last day on Earth, what? Oh fuck! I am opening up a can of worms. Aren't
There
I?
you are.
Yep.
If today was my last day on Earth,
What are your regrets?
I
Some of the
don't-
big ones, right
no,
now.
I don't. I really don't have any regrets. You're opening it. You are opening a can of
I
worms.
realized that as I was saying it. You don't have to answer it.
No, I do. That's a really difficult one because that's a very.
Yeah, I shouldn't have even shot.
No,
that.
no, no.
Can I go?
Yeah,
Oh,
absolutely,
no.
absolutely.
Yeah, okay, you go, Colin,
You-
because I don't even.
So I don't know if I have regrets per se. It's just that I perceive mistakes I've made. Is that the
Okay.
same?
No.
Like I think I made those. I'm not gonna get into them.
No.
But I think I've made those mistakes in honesty. I think is that
Yeah, that makes sense.
like or in
They
earnest.
were honest mistakes, yeah.
Yeah.
So I regret making those mistakes, I guess. But like fuck, human.
But that's like another metaphor that I like to use, and reflect back on my own life is mistakes in the past is like driving a car but looking in your rear view mirror. Because what's in your rear view mirror, it doesn't matter. It's behind you. What's done is done.
Okay,
Well,
well,
I mean,
here's,
you still
here's
gotta
a
show
mind,
You
it.
need to focus on what's in
here's a
front of
mind
you.
fuck that I realized lately.
Love mind fucks.
They say that hindsight is 20/20,
Right.
right? But it's not.
And thanks to laser vision correction, I got 20/20.
You got 20/20.
Anyway, carry on.
I don't. Anyways, they say hindsight is 20/20.
Right.
But if you go back to a certain point, you're like, well, if I'd have made this choice, it would have been different. Well, yeah, it would have been different, but you can't actually see how that choice would have been different because
No.
your whole life would have been different.
Absolutely.
So hindsight is not 2020. And maybe in like tiny little snippets along the way, but that snippet can totally have this kind of an effect outside that somewhere else because you would have made different choices.
Very interesting.
And
That is deep.
hindsight is not 2020.
That is awesome.
What is it, like 2015 then?
We could do.
I don't know. I don't know how vision works, but
We could do a podcast for 24 hours just on that. Is
yeah,
No, that is a very.
Mindfuck,
That
right?
is outside the box perspective. That is very cool.
yeah. Hindsight is not 2020.
That is very cool. That is. I remember.
So, anyways,
okay,
I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
do it.
And you said to me, what one thing would you change in your life? If you could go back and change it all. And this is me being like open and honest with the internet, with you and everything else.
Okay.
The only thing I would change is losing my virginity.
That you wouldn't have,
Nope.
or you would have done it with somebody different.
I don't know where I would have done it because hindsight's 2020, but it's not.
2015.
But I wouldn't have done it the way I did it. There is blatant honesty to the internet.
Okay.
Next subject.
All right.
Done.
We'll let everybody interpret that how they want.
Oh yeah, take it real deep. And then
Mindfuck.
abandon
Yeah, it was.
it.
I remember my first time. I'm not going to get into. Everybody remembers their first time, but
Of course.
well, you should, unless you were completely blitzed out, blacked out, drunk. But
I would say I was there and I still remember my first time.
Was here, but
no.
No.
How old were you?
I'm sure it'd be a short story.
Oh, fuck, I honestly don't know.
You know,
17?
17.
Maybe.
It's like an average age. That's what you were. 17, right? Yeah. I'm not going to say how old I was.
It was a fucking lot more than 17.
I was a late bloomer. I was much.
I still remember that day.
Much. You weren't there that day.
No, I remember you telling me about it.
Yeah, I was a late bloomer.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's nothing wrong. It's not like I never had the opportunities or anything.
You just made some wiser life decisions than some of us.
I was shy. I didn't have any I was totally, I was insecure and whatever. I was much older than much younger than I am now, but I was much older than 17.
Yes, you were.
So, anyway, what else we got? We're just,
I don't know, I think it's about time to change the subject.
for sure. Oh, for sure, we're going to change the subject. Well, change the subject.
You guys have him Colin? I still call him Colin. It's never going to change.
Yeah, it's not.
He hates it. He absolutely despises it.
All right, nicknames.
Who wants to be called an asshole?
Well, my name's Sheldon, and
We call him Shelly.
Yeah, I got the nickname Shelly when I was 5 years old.
Really?
Yeah, I've been called Shelly since I was 5 years old.
Oh, shit.
And there was a buddy of mine. I grew up in Holmesville, a little village. If anybody's watching this,
So if a fly was to like circle around on a map and take a shit,
yeah, it was a little wee tiny village. I grew up in. It was like maybe 100 people in this village. Anyway, a kid that I used to chum with back in Holmesville, his dad, he's the one that actually called me Shelly for the very first time, and it just.
Oh, it's cool that you know that.
It kind of stuck. Donnie Lockwood was his name. That's who called me Shelly, and my buddy was
last movie call him out on this?
Sean Lockwood, good friend of mine. They both live in Saskatoon now. Haven't seen them in years. And then my buddy Shmoo, close personal friend of mine. We've been friends.
Oh shit! I have chicken on the barbecue.
Oh, you better take care of that.
Yeah.
My buddy Shmoo, I gave him that nickname, and I think it was like 92. And That's stuck with him ever since too. Do you have a nickname other
Yeah,
than Colin?
no, Brownie.
Brownie.
'Cause that's my last name's Brown.
So is that just like your high school buddies and shit?
No, I don't know when that. I can't. I'm not like you. I don't have like
That memory.
period of time I can
Right.
do that to. But what's kind of interesting is I'm German descent, so my last name was not my personal last name, but my family's last name was Brune.
Oh.
At one point,
Okay.
and my great grandma's name was Eva Brune, and that I guess is
So that'd be
his wife's
your-
name.
So that'd be your father's grandmother?
Yep.
Okay.
And so that's how it got changed to Brown during World War II.
My aunt and uncle, they knew a family that immigrated from Holland. And when they immigrated in Holland, their last name I guess in Dutch was pronounced Fukje.
Fuck yeah.
Fukje. Fukje. That was their last name in Dutch. And obviously, when they immigrated to Canada back in, shortly after the war in probably the early 50s, obviously they did change it. But yeah, I remember my aunt telling me that their last name was Fukje. And I used to go to public school with a guy, and his last name was Kuntz.
Just a note, the chickens that are on the barbecue are not the ones we saw previously here.
I gathered
On the
that.
last
Those
podcast?
would have been pretty small chicken fillets.
Yeah.
Very small chicken fillets.
Okay. So anyways, cunts. We're talking about cunts?
Well, we were talking about names and how they translated in their home country, and then,
Right.
yeah, like my aunt and uncle knew a family that immigrated from Holland, and their last name was Fukje. In Holland, that doesn't happen.
All is fine, but
Yeah.
here it's like,
Over here in the West,
we're going to take the fuck yous and put them over here.
now you're German descent.
Yes.
Now, we all...
I actually have my German, I'm a German citizen, yes.
Yeah, so we call you David Lochner.
Yeah.
Now, how is the proper pronunciation of that?
I'm not even real good at it because I don't sprechen sehr kleine Deutsch. But Luchne.
Luch.
Yeah, there's a
Of
thing
course,
in there.
German, so you gotta get that.
Because, well, in English it's spelled L-O-E. But in German, yeah, in German there's no E. It's an umlaut over the O,
Okay,
which is an accent, which anybody that knows languages means something
right.
to them. But yeah, it's Luchne.
Luch.
I can't even pronounce it.
Right, but it's just Lochner.
Yeah, well, it's so simple for people over here to say Lochner.
Now, your dad, who I know very well, speaks German fluently.
Yes, he does.
And I remember we actually were joking around with your dad one time and asking him, when you're thinking inside, when you're thinking in your head, do you think in English or do you think in German?
Oh,
And I think he said he thinks it's in German.
I
think that's what he had said. But yeah, I've heard your dad on the telephone with people
Oh, yeah,
and stuff,
no,
and it's just like, what the...
Like I can follow a conversation in German, but to speak any of it, I can get the gist.
The gist of it.
Yeah.
Do you know any other languages?
Fuck no. I can't even speak English.
I
No, you
Not
can't.
well.
You definitely can't text it either.
Oh,
But
that's
neither
not
can
my fault. That's the fucking phone.
you.
autocorrect.
The auto duck.
If I didn't have autocorrect on my phone, I would look like the biggest retard because I cannot spell. I'm terrible for spelling.
Fucking
And
right.
I think I actually
Even with autocorrect, you still suck.
I think I even brought this up on a previous podcast. I think I made it.
Oh, so tearing apart your previous podcast,
Which one?
the one we went to the creek.
We already talked about that.
I know, but there was one that I forgot.
Oh, okay. So we're back to critiquing
Critiquing.
Sharps Creek episode.
Right. So what bird was it you heard?
Yes, it was. I said okay. It was a grouse.
It was a rough grouse.
It was a grouse, and
a
I
rough
actually, as I was spitting that word out, I was just like, it's not a pheasant, it's a grouse. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a rough grouse. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, it was a grouse.
So now I know where to go hunt rough grouse.
There was like I'm telling you, when we were back there as kids, like it was like all day long, all day long, and then the woodpeckers.
But I don't give a shit about hunting woodpeckers, but rough grouse are delicious.
Okay, how big is that bird?
It's not a big bird. It's
Like
a small
how-
bird.
Well, how big?
I
is
mean,
the grouse?
uh,
Compared to a Cornish hen.
it's about the same size as Cornish hen.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit bigger.
In comparison to the chicks that we had.
Much
Way
bigger.
bigger.
Much bigger.
Actually, when I was on my Sharps Creek episode, I was talking about a little further up the creek where I used to fish, where there was like the rickety old bridge that was comparable to the scene in the movie Road Trip. And I said I wanted to take my kids there. Just last weekend,
And how did that work?
I said, I had my kids, I was like, you know what, let's go fishing. And my kids were like, yay, let's go fishing. So
I remember that text.
so I went and bought a dozen dew worms. Now that I think about it, they're still in my car and they're probably rotten now.
That is so cruel. Those poor worms.
They might be okay. It's
just
not.
cooking away in your truck.
They might be fine. Anyway, so
Cool.
I take my kids down to this rickety old bridge that I used to fish at, and it was a little like I got looking in, and there was the odd little chub darting around, not like it used to be.
Sorry, I'm still stuck on those worms.
And needless to say, it was a failed attempt. I think maybe I'll recheck back in on the, or we'll come back to that again in a few months. So I decided we were just going to take a little walk a little further up the creek towards the mouth where it drains into the mighty
I think I'm going to
Maitland.
message Pamela Anderson about these worms.
Why?
Anyway,
That is cruel.
anyway, I don't even know how that's even relevant. So we're walking through this, walking along the riverbank, and my son thought he saw a snake, and he started freaking out, and he lost his shit, so we had to leave. So we'll revisit the fishing thing a little bit later, but yes, that was a failed attempt.
They did have a blast when we fished last summer.
Oh yeah, but
Like,
they weren't
on the
fishing. They were
flats.
just playing with worms, and my daughter was sticking minnows in her pockets to take.
I'll
home
never
to
forget
show
when they
Mom.
were sitting there and like, oh, this minnow is like so sad. It's like, no shit, it's been in the water for 15 minutes. It's fucking dead.
Yeah. You don't have kids, right?
No.
Now, you take your daughter fishing,
Mm-hmm.
and how's that panning out?
Well, with this whole COVID thing.
No,
it's
but not-
been-
We're not talking about COVID. We're talking about before.
She enjoys it.
Like, did she catch fish?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Oh, she catches fish.
So
She's got a good
better than
guy.
me.
She's got a good guide. But
She catches more fish. Than
I got a good guy too, and I still don't catch fish.
no, I hook you up with him. It's up to you to land.
Yeah, and I don't.
I hooked you up.
I can make a mean wooden fish.
He does do some nice wooden fish.
Yeah.
Did you do that? Who did that carving? That was that. I
No,
don't know. That
those
was
were-
at your
that
store
wasn't him.
with all those. Who did
No,
that?
not me. I just started fish actually.
Yeah, he just started fish.
Yeah.
That's good. You know what you did today? You did a goose.
Is that what's sitting out here?
Yeah, I know you did a
Okay.
goose. It's sitting right there.
The one you sold for
$5.
$5. Okay, you
Yeah.
said it, not me.
Yeah. Don't.
Well, let's get the goose.
That's a friend.
Let's show everybody the goose.
No. If people
No,
want
it's
it,
great. He did a good job
no,
of it.
they can go to his Instagram
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
can check him out there.
All right.
Oh, tell me, since we were promoting Colin and stuff, that you're doing something at the store right now.
Doing a lot of things.
Well,
Oh, the raised garden beds.
Yeah. Talk
Oh,
about
the
that.
raised garden beds are, yeah, I mean, like in this COVID life that we're living right now, and I know that's a cliche thing to say, but it's a reality.
Beer. Yep.
The idea that our food supplies are questionable, and they are. People are all about.
How so?
Well, I mean, you've got everything from some of the biggest beef processing plants. Oh, this is a whole other thing. Okay, so there's been a whole thing with this COVID life that in the old, I call it the old world, because that's basically what it is.
Yeah,
we're living in a new world.
It is true.
And it's the old world.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true.
So that's what I call it. In the old world, we had our supply systems set up in a certain respect. So you had your dairy, beef, pork, chicken, egg industries all set up that a certain portion went to a processing plant that supplied the grocery stores. And you had another portion set up that went to a supply source processing facility that went to restaurants. Well, now that with COVID, all our restaurants are shut down, people still need the same amount of food. And the grocery stores are now our only source of food because the restaurants are shut down aside from minimal takeout.
Right.
Which is minimal compared to what was happening before.
Right.
So everybody's like, oh, there's no food in the grocery stores. Why can't they supply enough food? Well, the food is available. It's there. But the processing plants are set up to supply restaurants with like 5-gallon pails of mayonnaise and like 5-gallon pails of dill pickles and 5-gallon pails of whatever.
Right.
And that's what a restaurant
Bulk
does.
orders.
Bulk orders, yeah. And now all of a sudden it's entirely shifted to the grocery store. And the plants that process all of these commodities aren't able to keep up. They're running at maximum capacity.
Okay.
So they can't get it in there fast enough. And the supply is still there. The supply exists because that's like.
You mean the supply or the demand?
The supply exists and the
Right.
demand exists. They both exist. But the process of getting the supply to the demand doesn't exist in the quantity that we need it to, in the manner that we require it.
Right.
Because are you going to go in and buy a 5-gallon pail of mayonnaise?
Okay. I go grocery shopping once a week. I typically go just to the food land in the town that I live in. And other than like a month ago, when like the whole, when people were like really being crazy and like the whole, that's when like the fucking toilet paper and all that,
canned foods,
all that
spaghetti,
horse shit. There, you could tell, like there was you could see in the grocery store like the toilet paper aisle was empty. A lot of the canned food sections were picked clean and stuff. But like I go into the grocery store now and everything's just as normal as it ever was before. Like as far as like stock on the shelves.
Yeah,
Like I don't see any difference.
And that supply is easy to keep up.
Right.
But for the producers, they're producing for the restaurant industry and for the grocery store industry.
Okay, so but how is there a food shortage when I go into the grocery store and it looks exactly the same?
Because the grocery store is still producing the same amount of product to fill the shelves.
Right.
But behind that is this like massive amount of produce, whether it be milk, eggs, chicken, fish, whatever.
Okay.
And it's supposed to go to the restaurant industry.
Right.
But it can't. Because that industry doesn't exist anymore.
So how's there a food shortage? There should be
There's
more.
not a
there
food
should
shortage.
be
Can I
more.
offer a different opinion?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Jump in here. You've been quiet.
Does it's not really a food shortage. It
No,
would be
absolutely
more
not.
of a packaging issue.
That's exactly what it is.
But I think so. Dave's making raised bed gardens, right?
Yeah.
So I think why that's been successful is because there's a movement. Grow your own, shop local, and all
Shop
that stuff.
local, absolutely.
Right. And which is great. But what COVID has provided is people with time. So
Yeah.
people that would never have time or desire or whatever to grow their own raised bed gardens now are like, holy fuck, what am I going to do with my time?
Right.
And now that's why you're seeing that increase. It's not. I don't think it's so much of a shortage yet.
It's a fear of a shortage.
Maybe that's it, or maybe a fear, whatever. But I think it's more to do with like, hey, I've thought about growing a garden, or I've had a small garden, but now I got time, so.
And that's what I think that's the way normal life should be.
You
I
know
think
Sure, but
everybody should have a garden.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that.
But you know what I think most people are doing with their time that have the time now that are
Watching Area 5
Drinking?
podcast.
Yes, and we're getting there. I seen this thing. I seen it on Facebook, but this guy, I don't know where he was, but he was going around with a video camera and he was walking up and down these streets in some rural area, like a suburb or something. And he was going around and he was looking in people's recycling bins and stuff.
Yeah.
And like almost every single recycling bin that he looked in, it was just like full of either like wine bottles, liquor bottles. It was just like, holy, everybody's just like liquoring up for this whole quarantine or whatever you want to call it.
You want to make money by investing in a liquor
like
company.
the liquor stores and the like the
Raking
LCBO,
it
they've
in.
just got to be killing it right
They're essential
Should be noted that
for sanity.
we're liquored up, anyways.
Well,
This
you
is
guys
not
are.
COVID.
I'm not liquored up, but
I'm
yeah, I know you are. Dave was even questioning even doing this part. I think I'm too drunk. I'm like, dude,
No.
you're fine. You're drunk all the time anyway. So
oh god.
sorry, do we have to edit that out?
Gosh.
Maybe.
Oh gosh.
Because the shit ain't happening.
No, it's not. Okay, fine.
But yeah,
I enjoy the occasional drink. Yes.
I will say my life has changed in the fact that I have become fuck, I even hate admitting this, but I've just become lazy. Like, they closed the gyms.
Well, they close gyms, but you still go to work every day. You're still considered essential.
No, what I mean lazy is, okay, I would go to the gym 3 times a week. Okay, the gym is what dictates my level of activity, my level of I can't even think of the words right now, but it's like when I'm in the gym and I'm working out, my diet's cleaner, I'm more focused on my health,
Diet, I gotta check my chicken.
and so on. And it's just like ever since they closed the gym, it's just like I go home, I do my my regular, my schedule, my routine with my children and stuff like that. But it's just like I'm just back to eating garbage and potato chips, and I started doing a little bit of workouts and stuff at home, but I just got super lazy again. It just kind of, in a way, it did get me out of my routine outside of work.
So, I got something to say about that. So,
Okay.
You're in your other one podcast I've seen that you did, you talked about the law of attraction.
Right.
Okay. So
Super big on law of attraction.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of curious where we're going with this.
So I was gung ho to start my chainsaw carving this year. This is my first year full time doing it.
You gotta speak up a bit.
Yeah, but that's thanks to COVID.
Yeah, no, I'm going somewhere with it.
Like,
Let
I
him-
don't
let
know.
him Go.
This is
For
my
me,
He's going somewhere with this.
okay, you go somewhere. Shut up.
this was my first year full time, trying full time carving, and I had a whole bunch of shows lined up, and then COVID hit, and
Right.
they all got canceled.
Kibosh, yeah.
I was bummed out, like, super bummed out. Like, oh, this is not like this. This is my chance. It's over. Like, I'm gonna, have to take another job again, which I might anyways. But whatever. And I kind of fucking pouted about it for a few months.
Natural,
Or a
yeah.
month, yeah.
I get it.
And then some other shit going on, and I was like, you know what? Like, I just need to focus on this anyways. Like, it doesn't matter. If actually, I was reading a book called The Alchemist. Do you know it?
No.
Okay. Well, it's sort of related to the law of attraction, I think,
Okay.
if I understand it correctly. It talks about your personal legend and focusing on it, and it's fictional, but
Right.
there's truth to it.
Right.
So I was reading that, and I was like, well, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I just need to get out there and work and do my thing anyways, because, like, really, what else am I doing anyway?
Right.
And so I made up that mindset, and
Drinking.
the next day I went out, and I, started working, I started talking to people again, and when you know it, I got 2 or 3 jobs, which I can do with social distancing, if that needs to be maintained.
Physical
Because-
distance.
Physical distancing, yeah.
Like we are right now.
Because
Yeah.
and then
Hey, we're
and
less
then
than 5
Dave
people.
texted
We're
me.
legal.
Yeah.
Dave texted me that next day, and he's like, "Hey, I just sold a bear. Like, there's a lot of people interested because people are bored.
Mm-hmm.
So like, okay, so that's why I'm here now. And then I come here and I sell a carving each day, and it's just like it feels like if the mindset didn't change, none of the other stuff would have come.
Right.
Which is probably coincidence, whatever. But it's cool that it feels good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I have been reading a lot more. I ordered a few books off Amazon, like basically like.
So you're at $4 now? Because I think 3 was the last time we checked in on a podcast.
No, 5 then, because you ordered a few.
I have a book written by Corey Wayne called 3% Man. I've been reading that. I think I'm on my 4th or 5th read through that one.
I gave you $3 tonight.
And then I ordered a book. The first one I ordered 3. The first one came in. It's like his name's Neville.
Where are the books made?
His name's Neville Goddard. He's an old.
Wutan.
I don't know where they're made, but Neville Goddard. He's all about like law of
Did
attraction.
you order them from Amazon or did you order them from a local bookshop?
I ordered them from Amazon.
Fuck, dude.
Anyway.
Local bookshop. Support local.
Yes, sorry. So I ordered a book, but it's a bunch of books in one book by Neville Goddard. If you're into like law of attraction, into like thoughts become things sort of things, I highly suggest reading anything by Neville Goddard. He's long gone. He's passed away. He was really big in the
That's when you get famous, when you die.
50s and the 60s. He did a lot of seminars and talks and stuff and wrote many, many books. So I'm reading a lot of stuff. But yeah, I'm reading more.
Yeah.
I try to
Yeah, me
read.
too.
I try to read. Like I read last night for an hour and a half. Because typically I get in front of my TV and I sit and watch fucking Big Bang Theory for an hour before I go to bed. So I try not to do that.
Same one you watched the night before.
Well,
It's on
I
DVD.
don't have cable. I don't have internet at home, so I just have like all these seasons of Big Bang Theory, and I just watch that. So I'm trying to read more, and so that's what I'm doing.
Good for you.
But yes, I have gotten super lazy.
Which I find kind of odd because you still have, I mean, you got some of your routine taken away and some of it not. But in my life, I am loving COVID life.
Yeah, because you're just fishing every day.
Fucking right.
How do you pay your bills?
I really don't have that many bills.
Bullshit.
I don't. I have my bills relative to most people are rather minimal because I set my life up in a way that I don't have excessive amounts of bills, and through some diversity in my life choices, I made them like raised garden beds. That's something we'd never normally do, and it's not nearly as profitable for the business as it would normally be. It's a fraction of what it would normally be, but it's enough to keep us afloat
Okay.
and pay my bills. And
So tell me about, okay, because I'm seeing a lot of shit on my news feed on Facebook. It seems like everybody's building raised garden beds right now. I just seen another
Yeah,
thing
you're dead
today.
straight there.
A local guy in Godrich is building them. Beautiful. I'm not
Oh,
going to
they're
say who he is
beautiful.
because I don't want to promote him because
Yeah,
Dave's a buddy of
I'm
mine
in.
and I promote his business. But
Here's
this
the
guy's
difference.
doing some nice work.
Here's
So
the
what
difference.
sets yours apart? Why should people go to DL Creations?
If you go to our, if
in
you go
Bayfield
to, if
and
you go to
purchase
my
from you?
Facebook page or my Instagram, I will show you. But I will tell you right now.
That's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, it is. Most of these guys are doing them out of 1-inch boards.
Okay.
We're doing them out of 1.5 inch.
Okay.
And all these other guys are using normal deck screws to assemble them. Well, you're screwing those boards because the way you assemble these raised garden beds, you're driving those deck screws into end grain, and deck screws are not designed to screw into end grain. They pull out.
Okay.
It just doesn't last. It doesn't work. And we use GRK screws. They're a structural screw, and that screw you'll be able to use it in the next garden bed. They're expensive as hell, but you're getting something that's going to last way longer.
I can speak to that. They grab.
Yeah,
use them
no,
for
they grab
everything.
and they screw in there like nobody's business.
So how can people get a hold of you?
The best way is just myself. 519-441-0831. Again, 519-441-0831. Call, text. That's the best way.
And you deliver?
We deliver, we install, we'll even fill it. If you have all the soil and everything sitting there, we'll put it all in for you. The way we do it is we assemble the bed, and then we set it where you want it. We mark it out. We actually dig it into the ground so it doesn't move, shift, anything, and then we'll fill everything for you. Yep, we can do it all.
And you're a grower, so you have tips on how to grow.
Oh yeah,
and
no,
so
I
on.
will give
So
you all the advice
so,
on what you can plant
yeah,
now.
because you're
what you can
extremely
plant later.
knowledgeable on like
Absolutely.
as a grower.
Yeah.
With flowers, vegetables, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Absolutely.
And what is the price? Like,
Well,
what
it
are we
depends
looking
on the
at?
size. We got
Right,
custom
obviously.
sizes, and everybody seems. That's the interesting thing is everybody seems to have their own size, height, everything they want.
So you're custom. You customize
Oh yeah,
them to
absolutely
whatever
custom.
the customer wants.
If you want a 2x12, 2x10, 2 by anything, a 1 by anything you want, we've got the mill, so we saw it up.
Right. That's
Whatever you order, we saw it up to exactly what you want.
That's another thing. What I like about this is one thing that sets Dave apart. DL Creations. What sets their product apart from a lot of these other people is he actually saws and mills his own lumber. He's not going to the lumber yard. He's not going to Rona and buying wood. He's sawing it himself from recovered wood. Like these are trees that have been
they're
cut
all
down.
yeah.
It's all recovered lumber. Like this is all stuff that's
Urban salvage.
urban salvage. Yeah. So he's not going to Rona in buying.
Well, here's the
stuff.
thing: is I always talk about our carbon footprint. So if you go to Rona and you buy Rona, Home Depot, Home Hardware,
Any chain.
anywhere, any chain. I'm not trying to bash chains,
Not
but
at all.
if you go to one of those places and you buy that lumber has been clear cut out of a forest somewhere up north.
That's right.
So you've got these machines that go in and clear cut forests, and I've seen it and I don't like it, and they rape them. I'm sure they replant them, but look at the.
It is a
go on-
renewable resource.
Yeah, I know,
but
but
it
go
takes
on
time.
go on Google and just research a bit on forests that have been replanted year after year after year, and you'll understand it. Then that tree is cut in the forest, taken to a sawmill somewhere in northern Ontario, northern Quebec, and milled. Then it's loaded onto another truck. It's taken to a central distribution processing place in Toronto, probably. Could be London, most likely Toronto. Resorted, loaded onto another truck, brought to here. Then you go and buy it and bring it home. So that 2x4, 2x6, 2x8, 2x12, whatever, has traveled hundreds, if not thousands of kilometers.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
When you buy a bed from us, when you buy a raised garden bed from us, that tree is, I guarantee you, has not traveled more than 20 kilometers. It was cut down for some reason other than cutting the tree down.
That's right.
And then we obtained it. Everything we have now is maybe 8 kilometers from our retail outlet. And we mill it up on a simple small mill, and specific to your order. And there you go, bam, done. Carbon footprint is like nothing compared to buying from a big box store.
And you even said in our earlier podcast that a lot of the logs that you use for your carvings and stuff is like chasing down behind Ontario hydrants.
Exactly.
Trees that are coming down for other purposes, and you're using and taking that and like basically recycling it and reusing that.
Yeah, so
urban, what'd you call it?
Urban salvage.
Urban salvage.
Well, now I have a relationship with a few arborists, and I just, again, trees that are coming down anyways.
Yeah.
Everything we do is they're all trees that were coming down anyway.
Yeah.
For both of us.
Yeah. So if you're looking for raised garden beds, any sort of custom woodworking of any sort,
Awesome carvings.
Check out DL Creations in Bayfield, and you're looking for carvings, beautiful or custom artwork for your front porch, for your cottage, whatever. Check out Colin. These guys are local guys from our area. And support the small business. Yes, I ordered books off Amazon, and I apologize for that.
Shit.
If you're looking to pump shit and spread shit, go to Noon Industries. That's where I work, and you can order state-of-the-art shit spreading machine. So, and if you're looking for entertainment, you can always go back and rewatch all the
519
Area 519 talks. I have some really cool podcasts lined up. I'm not going to say who they are, who they're with, or anything like that, because nothing's.
But they're cool there with me.
But nothing's confirmed right now. But I do have some interesting podcasts in the works.
Not even an acknowledgement.
What do you mean?
If they're cool, they're with me.
Well, all of our podcasts are good.
Yeah, and they're awesome.
But
there
I'm
could be
just
other cool people.
yeah, but I'm just saying I do have some other ones
No,
lined
I
up.
wouldn't know.
But nothing's lined up yet. Nothing's been confirmed. But
So we've got a whole bunch of shit lined up, but nothing's lined up.
it's in the works. I'm working on getting some a little bit of a different flavor on 519 talks. But we're almost at an hour.
Almost.
So Dave Lichner, DL Creations, Colin Brown, Custom Carvings. This is episode 12. Until next time, see ya.